Hello and welcome to yoga today. Today I'm going to lead us through a practice that's intended to help balance the root chakra. And this will be one in a series where we'll talk about the chakras one at a time and we'll do a balancing practice for each one. So today we're really going to be focused on the root chakra. Chakra is, you can picture it as a wheel of energy along the spine. And this is where they say sort of matter and consciousness meet on the energetic layer of the body. And today we're going to focus on the very root chakra, Muladhara chakra. Muladhara chakra is the chakra of stability, security, and it really serves for our basic needs. It encompasses the first three vertebrae, and it's right at the base of the spine. And it also includes the bladder, the colon, the organs of elimination, and it's associated also with the adrenal glands. Chronic stress and anxiety can reside here, and I know we hold a lot of stress in our hips, and it's also associated with the fight or flight. So you can imagine that engaging the hips and the quads in this area, the psoas, that's a fight or flight reaction. And so that's all associated with this energetic center of the root chakra. The color of the root chakra is red, which is why I'm wearing my red kuta today to start practice. And the sacred shape is a square for the root chakra. Just interesting to study that. When this chakra is open, we feel really safe, secure, we're fearless, we're resilient. But when we feel unbalanced, we feel just the opposite of that. We feel fearful, we feel insecure, and I think in what's happening today with the virus pandemic, I think we're feeling a lot of imbalance in some of the basic needs that we have. So let's see if we can do some asana practice to help get us to a more balanced position there. So as you find your comfortable seat, we're really going to be focusing on moving from that Muladhara base, right? Really focusing on that. So as we take our comfortable seat, let's find how we can root down. We can find that security in our base. We can really start to feel those roots rooting into the earth. So as you begin to come into the present moment, send those roots down. Maybe roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and just align your spine so that you really feel like your spine is just erect in the middle of your body, the head over the heart, and then the heart over the base at the pelvis. And from here now, begin noticing everywhere that's touching the earth, really rooting down. And then maybe when you find that those roots really feeling secure in the earth, maybe then there's kind of an opposing rising energy that comes up. And then maybe close your eyes and go inside and notice any sensations that you feel. Not good or bad, no judgment, no fear there. Just noticing what is as if the witness. So we're coming into that witness consciousness so that we can witness what we're feeling in the body on both the energetic level today as well as the physical level. And see if we can find where we might notice imbalances and then begin to practice to help to bring those back into balance. So take a few deep breaths here. Maybe we could bring our hands, right hand on top of left, just set it at the low part of the base and open palms today to maybe accept any guidance that might come in, reminding us to be open and aware of that. And now bring your awareness to your own natural breath as we breathe in and out through the nose. Slow, conscious breaths, just in and out through the nose, following where the breath goes. Big deep breaths now, starting to deepen our breath. Maybe begin our Ujjayi breath as we bring the breath, the next inhale, way down into the base. Send it down into the roots. Let the belly expand. Ganesha is also the deity that is guarding the gate, right? So we can do a whole Ganesha practice. But I also like to invoke Ganesha here as the Muladhara Chakra deity that's guarding our gate right there at the base. So filling our belly with breath, and let that big Ganesha belly open up, bringing the breath in. And then exhale, gently tone your navel back to spine, helping the air press all the breath right back out. Couple more of these into the base, really feeling the roots, and then exhale completely. And now the next couple of breaths, on each inhale, allow the breath to grow up a little bit more. Inhaling, filling the base first, always the base first, but then up under the heart. And then exhaling, let it come down. Inhaling, up under the heart, maybe filling up the lungs now. Letting the collarbones rise as you fill the full torso with breath, and then exhale from the top to the bottom. Come all the way down to the base. And as you inhale, bring the breath down. Fill from the base, and then let the breath rise up to the chest. And then exhale, full, complete exhale. Nice. Do that one or two more times here. Inhaling deep into the base, and then let it grow through the back body. Rising up through those first three vertebrae, and then all the way up. Sometimes we don't notice the breath in the back body as much as the front, so send your awareness there for a couple moments, and then exhale top to bottom. Let's take one more big breath like that. Inhale deep into the base, and then all the way up to under the collarbones. And now as we exhale for the final time, notice that exhale as it mingles back with the universe, reminding us that we are one. So just focus that we have this really stable base, the earth below us, and then the full universe of possibilities above us. So we'll just bring our hands up overhead, bring our hands to Anjali Mudra, and then draw the energy down. Now let's set that intention to move from our base today, to focus on our roots, and then to be open to any guidance that we might find there. Namaste and welcome to practice. So as we move from our base, let's move slowly today in our practice too, as we move with intention, coming off of our pillow or blanket, and then coming over onto our mat, coming into hands and knees. Send the fingers wide, deep base, right? We're looking for a really wide base today. And then sending those wrists right underneath the shoulders, and then, pardon me, the knees just behind the hips, maybe just below or just behind the hips. And as we exhale, we're going to draw the navel in, and really bring the navel back to the spine, engaging Muladhara. Then doming the spine and drop your head and neck. And then inhale. We'll drop the belly again, and we'll send the heart forward and the gaze forward. And then exhale. We'll roll in a couple more times. Press into the hands. Drop the head and neck. Inhale again as we drop the belly. So all the movement is initiating right here from the belly, low belly, and then from the tailbone, the first three vertebrae. So really bring your awareness strongly there. Exhale, draw the navel into the back of the spine, and then dome the rest of the spine. And then inhale, send the heart forward, and the gaze forward. Yeah, beautiful, nicely done. And now we're going to send the right leg back behind. Just press into that back foot. Toe is tucked. Press that heel away. And then as we inhale, we'll draw that heel to hip height. And then strong in the belly. Go to that base. Go to that stability you feel there. And then if you feel it, then draw your left arm out in front. So we're in this sunbird pose, but all of the strength and energy is really coming from that base. Pressing out through the heel, really feeling that energy emanating then right along the spine and then out through the fingertips. Take a big breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then on your next exhale, we'll draw the elbow to the knee and then really squeeze in the lower base, right? And sort of lifting and curling up. And then inhale, extend it long. Exhale, draw everything in. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach it long. 2 more times. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend. Last time. Exhale, bring everything to the middle. Squeeze it in. Inhale to reach it long. And then we'll bring the left hand to the earth and we'll bring the left knee down, right knee down, sorry. And then we'll press out through the left leg. Tuck that toe, press out through the Achilles, stretch into the back of the leg. Engage that Muladhara, root chakra, that strength in that energy center really at the base, and lift your heel then to hip height. Nice. If you feel the steadiness, then draw the right arm up overhead. Yeah, I'm really reaching for the wall here. Just step back just a little. Yeah, there we go. And then take a big breath here, pressing into the standing hand and leg. Maybe press into that shin, top of the foot. And then exhale, draw the energy into the middle, curl it in, draw your navel to your spine. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach it long, moving from that base, the last 3 vertebrae in the chain. Inhale to extend, exhale to draw it in. Inhale to extend. Just hold it here for a moment, and then we'll bring the right hand and the left knee back to the earth. Now let's send the knees wide, bring your toe joints together. Go ahead and press on back to child's pose. Sending the hips way back over the heels, and then reaching the fingertips long as we bring our heart down to the earth and our third eye touches. And then just follow my voice here as you press the tops of the hands away. Send the heels back over the hips, maybe tractioning the spine a bit. Bring your awareness to the base as you feel the back right over the hips. And then the third eye is resting on the earth. Yeah. Sort of get that nice massage of the vagus nerve. And take another big breath. Maybe an inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Nice. And then again, moving from the base. Stay low on your mat today. Come forward. And bring the knees underneath the hips again, and then extend the legs straight out. And we'll come into forearm plank right from here. So we're pressing into the forearms, we're pressing out through the heels, but the energy center is really at the Muladhara base, right? It's really coming from the navel pulling back towards the spine, the low back. Everything else is engaged, but that's the energy that's really, really, really supporting us. So we're pressing into the forearms, we're pressing out through the heels, we're drawing the energy right up from the low belly and the low back. Yeah. Take a big inhale here, and then as the exhale comes, bring the knees to the earth, send the heels wide. Now bring that pelvis to the earth. And maybe rock side to side for a couple reasons. Releasing the low back, releasing the glutes, sending your heels wide on the mat. And then pressing into that low base gives you that nice massage in those organs of the root chakra, right? The colon and the base right there. And then press into the forearms and draw your heart a little up from that base now. Shine your light forward. As we reduce our anxiety and insecurities, and then we can shine our light, right? And if you'd like to take this a little deeper, you can press into the hands and lift up. Lift up in the heart, but the base is still rooted, very strongly rooted. Yeah. And then we'll exhale and lower down, Stack the hands, draw the third eye to the stacked hands, and then windshield wipe the legs back and forth. Again, take that massage in that low belly, helping with digestion, all of those organs of elimination and all of that energy that resides at our base. Nice. And then we'll just send the feet to the back of the mat, press into the tops of the feet, draw the fingertips to the rib cage, and draw your elbows straight in. And move again from that center. The energy helps you to lift up into cobra. And then exhale and lower. And then this time we'll press into the hands, curl the feet under. We'll make our way back through table and then come on up to downward facing dog. So again, try to feel like really moving from the base today. So as we send the fingertips forward, fingers wide, tuck the toes, draw the energy straight up from the base, and then bring your tailbone up as you start to walk the dog, one heel and then the other. Walking the dog, but lifting up as if there were a cord from your belly button through your low back and it was attached to the ceiling, pulling us up. And then you can sink your heart down towards your thighs right from there. Yeah. And any movement you like in your down dog this morning. And then as you inhale, look forward and then walk your feet towards your hands, one at a time, slowly. And then we'll come into our forward fold here. So I want you to bend deep into the knees, bring your chest to your thighs, feel the weight in your feet, and then drop your head back so your gaze is back through your legs. And then just straighten the legs to whatever degree works for you. Hamstrings may still be a bit tight, so just notice. And notice that we're folding right here in this forward fold, right at the root chakra. Hip creases are coming forward, and we're just dropping in, right? We're really compressing that area. Bringing awareness to that. And then we'll bring our hands to shins, and we'll just shine our heart forward again, squeezing in the low belly, and extending through the spine, maybe drawing the shoulder blades together, and then the gaze is straight down. And then on the exhale, move from that base, come back in, soften in the knees, and then drape your head back down. And then inhale, rise up again, the energy is coming right from the base. Exhale and bow, one last time, inhale to rise. And exhale, fold back in, bend into the knees, really press into the feet. The earth is there to support you. And then we'll inhale and we'll rise all the way up. Draw the hands together at the top, and then on the exhale, we'll bring the hands to the heart. Take a moment to pause. How does that feel? You feel like you're moving more from a place of stability and strength rather than fear or insecurity. So let's keep that moving as we move into our namaskar. So we'll come to the top of our space. First, let's make sure that we set up our mountain pose and really feel our feet rooting into the earth. Yeah. So feet are parallel to each other, toes pointing forward. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Shine our heart forward, and let's open the palms again in a receiving mudra today. So we can receive whatever messages we need about what imbalances we're finding and how we might be able to come back into balance. Noticing our feet, noticing the weight on our feet. Maybe rolling forward onto the balls of the feet and the toes, and then rolling backwards, maybe lifting the toes, maybe placing the toes one at a time back onto the mat. And then see if you can find that place of equanimity, that place of balance, where you feel the weight evenly distributed in the inside and outside of your feet, in the front and the back of your feet. Feeling the instep as if there's a line of energy right up through the inner arch, all the way up the inner leg, all the way up to Muladhara chakra, right? And then maybe your tailbone traces towards the earth just a little bit. So you're feeling those last 3 vertebrae in the spine really pulling up and supporting you, right? And this is our mountain pose. And then we'll begin to flow. Let's move from here. I'm going to turn this way. So we'll inhale to rise up. On the exhale, let's swan dive. Hello, Ganesha. And then we'll inhale. Move from that base. Shine your heart forward. And then exhale. Plant the hands. We'll step the right foot back and we'll bring that right knee to the earth. Let's walk the hands to the thigh. Make sure your alignment is correct, where the knee is not beyond the ankle. And the back knee is back far enough so that you could sink into the hips, right? Yeah, there we go. And then let's go ahead and press on the top thigh here. As we press down, feel as if you send the signal to lift your foot while you're standing on that foot so it won't lift, right? But as you send that brain signal from your head to your foot to lift, you'll feel a little cinching up of the muscles right around the hip. So these are stabilizing muscles in the hip, and we want to sort of engage those isometrically and then let them go and then sink down into the hips to stretch. So we're engaging those muscles by pressing into the foot, by feeling like if we could only lift our foot up, and then the little muscles will shrink up around and strengthen, and then we'll exhale and just let the hips drop in. So inhale, press into the thigh, cinch up the little muscles. Exhale, let the hips drop in and really get a nice stretch. So we're doing this to stretch the psoas and to strengthen the muscles around the hip. Again, this is where we keep a lot of our tension, a lot of our fear resides, a lot of our fight or flight response. So take another breath or two here, and if you feel steady in the legs, then we'll inhale and we'll rise up. And then we'll exhale and circle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, circle. Inhale, lift up. And then this time we'll exhale and circle, and then we'll just frame that front foot. Reach for your blocks if you'd like, because we like to keep the spine extended. And then you can let that foot come off the earth, and then send your heart as if it was shining a light right over those toes, and then drawing that hip crease back, right? So we're just feeling that where the hip is right in its socket, and then we can kind of pulse in and out with the breath. As we exhale, pulse in. As we inhale, just lift up a little bit more. So we're just gently stretching into that back hamstring, feeling that connection right into the hip. Nice. And then we'll inhale and come forward, and we'll sink the hips and shine the heart. And then we'll exhale and press back. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to come back. One last time as we inhale to come forward. And then we'll exhale and come back, and then we'll send the blocks away, and we'll bring the knees back together. Let's walk the hands long here. Keep the tailbone high. Again, press back with your hips and your tailbone as you drop your heart. And then from here, we'll just exhale, drop the elbows down, and then we'll come into forearm plank. Really strong in the low belly, emanating that energy and that support and stability as we just lift ourselves up right from the low belly. And then on the exhale, we'll draw the knees to the earth, send the heels wide, allow the pelvic bone to come down to the earth, release the back. Shine your heart forward as you press into the forearms and lift up your heart. Maybe you come up higher, right? Really massaging the organs of the low belly here. Inhale and then exhale. Let the elbows come wide. Stack the hands, windshield wipe the legs. Release the low back, but take that massage. Feel that lower base really rooting down. And then we'll send the feet to stillness at the back of the mat here. Draw the fingertips to the rib cage. Send your heart forward as you press into the earth with the tops of the feet and your pelvis, and lift up for one cobra. And then exhale, we'll press into the hands and come on back. Draw the energy back from the low belly as you come on back up to downward facing dog. Oh, so it feels so good. On the inhale, we'll send the right leg back behind. And then draw the knee into the chest and draw it up from the low belly as we send the right foot to the top of the mat now. And then we'll come down on the left knee, walk the hands to the right thigh. Yeah, now we're on the other side, right? So check your alignment, and then as you feel that you have room to drop into the hips, drop into the hips. We'll press into the upper thigh. And on an inhale, as if you could lift your foot, send that signal, cinching up those little strappy muscles on the right hip now. And then exhale, let the hips sink in. Inhale, ooh, squeeze them in isometrically. Exhale, stretch it out. One more time, squeeze it in as if you could lift your foot as you're pressing into your thigh. And then exhale and release. And then if you feel steady in the legs, rise up. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, root back down. So we're rooting to rise. Inhale, rise up. Exhale and circle. One last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, circle. And now again, if you like to use the blocks to frame your foot, we'll walk the hips back and then let the foot come off the earth. Extend through the spine, right from the base. And then we'll just pulse here with breath as you inhale to come in. Exhale to come in. Inhale to pulse up. Exhale in. Inhale up. Exhale in. Inhale up. Nice. And then we'll come forward. Send the sole of the foot to the earth. Sink the hips. Shine the heart. Exhale to come back. Moving from that low base. Keeping everything slow and low. Focus on the roots. Focus on the earth. Inhale again and come forward. And exhale. Draw it back right from the low belly. Inhale, come forward. Exhale back. And now we'll bring the knees back together. Walk the hands long. Leave the tailbone high. Squeeze the inner belly as you extend the arms. And then the heart comes to the earth as the tailbone remains high. Inhale here, exhale, lower the elbows, roll forward, press one heel and then the other, squeeze in that low belly, draw the energy from that center, from the root. No fear here, look into the fire. We got this, we got this, we got this, no problem, no problem. And then exhale, drop the knees, send the heels wide, bring that root chakra right to the earth. And then press into the forearms, draw your heart up as you press down in the pelvis. Release the glutes. Let's let them relax in this pose. And then on an exhale, we'll send the elbows wide. We'll bring the third eye to the stacked hands and then windshield wipe the legs. Yeah. Press the low belly in, take that massage. Feel the security of the earth underneath you. And then we'll bring the toe joints together at the back of the mat, tops of the feet. And then draw yourself up for cobra, elbows in, energy right from the base to lift you up. Exhale to lower you down, and then we'll press back like we had that string at the navel center, drawing our tailbone all the way up to the sky. Yeah. Nice. Walk the dog here. Take a big breath. Maybe inhale through the nose, out through the mouth if that feels right for you. And then as you're ready, we'll inhale and look forward and then step slowly your feet towards your hands. Come into that forward fold. Drop in. Feel that folding area right there at the low base and belly. Feet are rooted into the earth. Toes are wide. Really strong and steady. Really even weight in the feet. And then we'll just inhale once, come to that halfway lift point. Draw the energy from the belly all the way up through the spine. And then we'll exhale and bow, and this time deeply bend into the knees. Bring our heart towards our thighs and then press into the feet as we move from that steady, steady base. Inhale, reach all the way up. Interlace the hands and then exhale. We'll bring it down. And just take a moment to notice after we've done our namaskar, really moving from the base. How do you feel? And from here, we'll take tree pose. So let's find our mountain pose first. Always start with mountain pose. Really root into the feet. Bring our hands to our heart. And maybe we feel the roots really growing deep and steady and thick on our left side. And as you feel that rising energy coming up again, maybe you feel the buoyancy coming into the right. And then you can draw the sole of your right foot to the left ankle. You can even just leave your toes straight on the earth. And if you're feeling like you're a little unbalanced today from what we're working, maybe you stay right here with the toe on the earth still, right? Or maybe you feel like you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, feeling the left leg still really rooted, and bring the sole of the right foot a little higher on the leg. And then if you're steady here, really feeling the roots very strong, then you can blossom your tree in whatever degree you want to. Whatever is organically feeling right for you. For your arms today, you can leave them in Anjali Mudra. You can put your arms down. You can bring them up if you like. But the energy is really feeling from the base, right? It's because we're strong in our base that we can then move from the upper body. So as any balancing poses, I'll remind you, you want to have your breath, right? This is yoga. We have to have our breath. You want to move from your low base. You want to find your drishti, that one spot that you're focusing on that's not moving, like a single pointed focus. I think of Ganesha's tusk, single pointed focus there. And then we just settle into our balancing posture for today. And if you've blossomed your tree and you're ready to come down, on an exhale, we'll draw the hands down into the heart. And then when you're ready, we'll release the foot to the earth. But notice now the difference in the right and left side. Before you wiggle, see if you can notice the rooting quality, maybe a little bit of the ethereal or lighter quality to the other side, right? The one that was lifted. Again, I'll talk about Ganesha today because he's our deity that protects the entrance of the gate. Lots of times you'll see that Ganesha is often represented with one foot on the earth and one foot raised in meditation. Or sort of it's a symbol for us that we can be present in the physical world but also in the spiritual world. So let's come to the other side of tree pose then as we feel like we come back into our mountain pose. Find the feet on the earth. That's all we need. We just need feet on the earth right now. Tailbone tracing towards the earth. Again, those last 3 vertebrae in the chain. Hands to the heart. Begin to feel and notice the roots really growing from the right side now. Steady. Maybe engaging the quad, lifting up from the knee. And then as you feel a little buoyancy coming into the left, we'll go to the left side now for our tree pose. So we'll bring the sole of the left foot either just right here to the ankle. Toe can be a little kickstand keeping you on the earth. Maybe you go to the wall and you use that to keep you steady. That is fine. You still get all the benefits. If you feel like you have a little balance today, you can draw the leg up. You can come all the way up the leg. Just don't put it by the knee because you don't want to injure the knee here. Take a breath. Find your drishti. Find that focus point, right? And if you feel steady here, use your breath to raise up those limbs. So as the roots are deep, deep, deep in the earth, right? We can lift up our arms, shine our light, grow our leaves, sway our palms. Notice how the pose grows a little bit as you settle in. What do you notice? Drop into your witness. Just notice your breath, if nothing else. And then inhale, we'll bring the hands back together. Exhale, we'll draw the hands to the heart. And then we'll release the left foot. Maybe again, you take a moment to notice what's happening right and left side now. And then let's wiggle. And let's move into our standing series then. So we'll come to the top of our mat for our standing series. So as we come to the top of our mat, we'll inhale to rise up. And on the exhale, we'll bow in. And on the inhale, we'll lift up halfway, again, drawing up from the base. And then on the exhale, we'll just step the right foot back into warrior one. So we'll see if we can bring, I'm going to turn this way, it might be easier to see. The back heel to the earth with the toes pointing about a 30-degree angle out towards the mat. You can see me better now. There we go. And then the hips in warrior one are pointed towards the short end of your mat, right? So sometimes it's a little difficult. If you feel like you really can't turn the hips without letting the heel come off the earth, then just come here. This is great. This is what we normally do anyway. And again, your front knee is at or behind that ankle. And then we'll inhale to rise up. So really, again, a lot of strengthening coming, a lot of energy coming straight from that base. Bringing the right hip forward, right? And squaring off the hips to the front of the mat. And then we'll inhale, shine your heart forward, and we're really rooting down in that back leg. So really feeling a very strong and steady base here. So take a couple breaths here. And then we'll exhale and we'll bring the hands to the heart. Now if you have not come up onto the back heel, I invite you to do that now. And so from here we're going to turn to take our right elbow to the left thigh. I'm going to turn around again. We'll take our right elbow to our left thigh. There we go. Bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra. And then as we spiral the thighs into the midline, and then we lift the heart and turn towards the side, right? Maybe we use the lower arm to help us to get into the twist today. And then we breathe, right? Inner thighs spiraling together, energy from the middle, lifting us up. Really draw that energy up. Squeeze the low belly in. And see how that changes the pose for you, right? Lift it up out of the spine, not dropping in. Yeah, nice. And then when you're ready, really press into the base. We'll inhale and come back to center. Yeah. And then on the next inhale, we'll draw the arms up. And then on the exhale, we'll open up to warrior two on this side. So warrior two. Left foot is in front, knee is over ankle. Right foot is back. The heel of the front foot is about intersecting the instep of the back. And then we draw our arms out from shoulder height. Maybe relax the shoulder blades down the back. And then our gaze is out over the front fingertips. Now I want you to feel like you could isometrically draw your heels together. See if you can feel that energy coming out from the base, your bones really rooting into the hip socket, and really feeling that that's really supporting you. So you're not gripping your muscles as much, in this pose, but you're really using the strength of your bones, if you will, to really help support you. And then we'll just drop the back hand, flip the front palm, reach it up and back, but stay low and steady in your base, right? So if you've come out of that front knee, maybe remind yourself to find it again. And lift up with the upper arm. And again, rising up from here. And then on the exhale, we'll draw the arms back to warrior two. And inhale here. And then on the exhale, again, we'll bring that elbow to the thigh and reach the upper arm either straight up. Or if you like, I like to trace the horizon. You get the alignment of the shoulder right. And then bring that bicep by the ear. And again, we're spiraling from the base to lift our heart. Nice. And we're lengthening along the spine. We're not sinking into the shoulder. We're really strong. So that strength is coming right from the low belly. Nice. And then we're going to press into the feet. Strongly draw that energy up as we come back to warrior two. Nice. And then we'll just gently extend the front leg, the left leg now. And then we'll draw the arm down the leg and come into our triangle pose. So the top hip is rolling open and the bottom hip crease is closing there. Yeah, nice. Extending through the spine. Lifting up from the belly. Nice. And then we'll bend into the front knee, press into the feet, and then help that energy bring you back up. Nice. And then we'll come to the wide part of the mat. So bringing the toes both facing the wide part of the mat. Nice. And then from here, we'll just bring our hands to our waist. Send the elbows back. And then we'll exhale and hinge right at the hips. Yeah, come to that flat back, right? Extend through the crown of your head, right from the tailbone. Inhale here, and then on the exhale, we'll bring the hands to the earth. And then we'll draw the crown of our head towards the earth as we come on down. And look back through our legs. So we're extending through the spine, stretching into the back of the legs. Nice. Nice. And from here, we're going to stay really low. Let's send our toes a little bit wider than our heels now. And then we're going to bend into the right knee and walk the hands over to the right. And then we're going to stretch through the center, walk through the center, and then walk the hands over to the left. Bend the left knee, sink into the hips. We're going to come from one side to the other a couple more times, walking the hands through, bending the one knee, dropping into the hips, coming to the other side, and bending the other knee. We'll do that one more time on each side. Right, and then walk through, and then come back to the left. And now we're going to pivot. So we're walking the hands around, pivoting the toes to the short end of the mat. Press into the mat, and let's lift that leg right from the center. Come into three-legged dog, and then we'll release that foot to the earth. And then we'll come into that series on the other side, right from this downward facing dog. So as you inhale, lift the right leg back behind. Yeah. And then on the exhale, we'll draw the knee into the chest. Really move from that low base. And then bring the right foot to the top of the mat now. Press into the feet. Either stay up on the back toe or bring the heel to the earth, whichever version of Warrior One you want to come into first. Maybe draw the fingers behind and then move from that core. Really strengthen from there. Inhale. The energy brings us all the way up. Now we're in our Warrior One again, right? So check your alignment, knee over ankle. Sometimes you need to adjust. Yeah. Bring the hips in alignment to the front of the mat. So we're really moving from that center. And then from that steady base, we'll rise up. Shine your heart forward. Allow your shoulders to unshrug at the top. Nice. And then we'll come up on the heel if you haven't already. Press back through that heel. Come up on the toes. Bring the hands to heart center. Yeah. Nice. And then inhale here, and then exhale, we'll turn again from that base to bring the left elbow to the right thigh. And then we'll inhale, find that drishti if your balance is getting off balance. Press into the elbow as you turn your heart to the side. Again, this is twisting motion, is massaging the organs of the low belly. Yeah, it's compressing, it's bringing the energy and the awareness into that root chakra. Take another big breath here, extending through the spine as we turn. And then when you're ready, press deeply into the feet, right? And then inhale, let the breath bring you back. And then shine your heart up. Oof, warrior one. And then on the exhale, we'll open up warrior two on the other side. So I'll turn to face you. Don't mean to be rude. Yeah, so we'll turn so that warrior one, we're opened to warrior two from here. Nice. So gazing out over the front fingertips. Again, feeling those heels as if you could draw them together, make your mat shorter. Do you feel the bones coming up to support you underneath? The bones are also part of that earth element, right? So that's the earthy part of our body. That's what we really want to focus on today. So we'll drop the backhand. We'll flip the front palm, open it up. Draw the palm up, feel the length, and then exhale, bring it over. Nice. Staying strong in the legs, steady in the feet. And then on the next inhale, we'll reach up. We'll come back to warrior two. Nice. Inhale here, and then we'll draw the right elbow to the right thigh. And then sweep the left arm up overhead, coming through the horizon if that works for you from an alignment standpoint. And now you're feeling really rooted in the feet, that energy rising all the way up the left side body. Rolling your heart maybe a little towards the heavens. Maybe the muscles of either side of your lips engage and you get a nice smile. Feeling really good. Press strongly into your feet. Let the top hand help to lift you back. Come on back to warrior two. And then we'll straighten the front leg, right? Adjust the feet if you need to. And don't lock out the knee here. Just sort of gently straighten the leg. And then we'll pivot from the torso and come into our triangle pose here. Yeah, nice. So as we bring the bottom hand down, bring the top arm up, or if that doesn't work for your shoulder, just come into a half bind. It's perfectly fine. Your gaze can be up at these heavens, it can be at the horizon, it can be at the foot. And since we're working on root chakra and really feeling connected to the earth, it might feel good to just look down at the earth right at this moment. So let your triangle pose have its moment, whatever it is today. Oh, a little adjustment in the back for me. And then we'll micro bend that front leg, press deeply into the feet. Top hand helps to bring us back. Warrior two. This time we'll draw both toes to the long end of the mat, but we'll bring the heels in. We're going to come into goddess pose first. So we're going to bring our arms out to the side. Elbows are at shoulder height. Feet are out. Knees are going right out over middle toes. Okay? So inhale here. Exhale. Send the knees out over the toes. Nice. Really strong goddesses. So this is really pulling from the base, right? So the tailbone is reaching towards the earth. We're really strong in the hips and in our base. Right here. Goddess pose. Nice. Let's bring the right hand in front and send the left elbow underneath the right elbow. And if you can, interlace the hands. So you bring the both palms together, right? Inhale here, draw the elbows away from the body. And then on the exhale, we'll come down a little deeper. Deeper into the hips. And as you draw the elbows straight down, yeah, feeling a nice stretch in the upper shoulders and in the upper back. And then we'll press into the feet. Inhale, rise up. Unwind your hands. Come back to goddess. Whoosh. Strong, steady, secure, stable. And then from here, we'll bring the left elbow in front of the face. Sweep the right elbow underneath this time. Bring the palms together if you can. Send the elbows away from the body. Inhale here. And then the exhale will draw the elbows down as we sink down in the hips. Send the knees over the toes. Woo! Nice. One more breath. Yeah. Unwind the arms. Come on back. Goddess. Nice. Beautiful. So from here, you can adjust your feet maybe to the width of your mat or a little wider. Heels in, toes out, hands to Anjali Mudra, Mudra of devotion. And let's come all the way down through our yogi squat. Sending the knees out over the toes, bringing the tailbone down. You can definitely use a block here if you want to support yourself and hang out here for a few moments. Maybe you wouldn't be able to do that without the block, so we'll do that today. So in yogi squat, it's really not here, right? We're not curling in. We're really growing from that strength at the base, sending the knees wide, and we're lifted in the heart, okay? So the tailbone is down towards the earth, and we're really lifted in the heart. Take a few breaths here. You know, in many cultures, they really spend a lot more time here. Certainly, I've seen women in India sweeping the streets, sweeping the sidewalks right from here. Without a block, by the way. Yeah. All right. Whenever you're ready now, we'll come all the way back down to the earth and we'll finish our practice on the earth again. So remove your block if you've had it and make your way down to your seat. And we'll extend the legs first here before we come all the way down onto our backs. And if at this point you like to take your pillow again and stick it behind your tailbone there, a little extra support, feel free, whatever you need to support yourself here. And then we'll inhale, we'll lift up the arms, but unshrug the shoulders if you can. And then as your heart is lifting up, almost like you had 2 bars above you, on an inhale, like, oh, you could grab onto those bars and lift yourself up a little bit more, right? And on the exhale, we'll hinge right from the hip creases right here. And then we'll lengthen along the spine again at the inhale. And then we'll exhale and we'll come in a little deeper, right? Inhale again and we'll come in a little deeper. But we're extending through the spine on each inhale. Now, grab whatever's there for you, toes, ankle, shins, calves, if this is where you're at, it's perfectly fine. And then with a straight back, try not to round in at this moment. Extend your heart, draw your toes back if that's what you've grasped onto. And exhale and bow in a little deeper. Inhale, extend, and exhale and bow. Inhale, extend, exhale and bow. One more time. Inhale, extend, exhale and bow. And now, if you really have the urge, and it's okay for your back if you don't have any disc injuries, you can round in a little. Take a breath or two here. Feeling that compression right in the low belly. Feeling the earth underneath you. Sits bones on the earth, legs on the earth. Spine is coming closer to the earth. And when you're ready to come out, walk your hands back, help yourself back up to perpendicular. And now we'll come all the way down onto our backs. And we'll finish here with a little bit of core work. So as you come down one vertebrae at a time, when you arrive, let the fullness of your back rest on the earth. Shoulders, everything resting down. Yeah, let it melt in. And then draw both knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Really nice. Whew. We're going to do one set of leg lifts here. So as you extend your legs straight out, I like to bring my my hands to, let's see if I can show you, my hands to the low back. Interlace the thumbs, kind of make a little thing with my hands to protect my low back, right? So I do that and then extend the legs straight out. Nice, nice. Maybe roll your shoulder blades underneath you. Take a big inhale, and on the exhale, both legs together come to the top. And then if you can, lift your tailbone. Again, really taking that as if you had that strain in your navel and you were lifting it up, right? So lift up in the tailbone at the top. I hope you can see that. My beautiful Indian outfit. And then draw your chin to your chest. Okay. And then inhale and release the legs, but don't let them touch the earth. Just release. And then exhale, draw them back. Lift the tailbone, chin to chest. And then inhale, release. Exhale, legs strongly together. Moving from that root chakra area. Exhale, draw the chin to chest. Inhale, extend the legs down. Exhale, lift up. Draw the tailbone up, chin to chest. Let's do 3 more. Exhale, lift the legs, lift the tailbone, draw the chin to chest if you can do that. And then inhale, you got this. 2 more times. Exhale, lift it up all the way from the base. Inhale to extend and lengthen. 1 last time. Do it with intention. Exhale, draw it up. Inhale, lower the legs, and now take a rest. Either extend the legs straight out and arms up overhead, wiggle side to side if that's working for you, or draw the knees into the chest and rock side to side here. Take a breath or 2. Nice. Yeah. Whew. Really good. And from here, let's just come into our inversion pose. We can draw the legs straight up. I feel like a nice restorative inversion that's very grounding would be helpful. So either bringing the block or a book or under your pillow, under your tailbone there, under your sacrum, and then, actually under the sacrum, a little harder in the tailbone, and then send your legs straight up the wall. And really, I have a lot of wall space here. I could easily go to the wall and actually lay my heels on the wall itself. The other thing is, if you feel like it would just be what you need today, a happy baby would be a great option today to really low to the ground. Come into that inversion. Another really great option for today, just giving you a few different things to try, is if you do come to the wall, you could do frog pose. Sort of like happy baby, but against the wall. Sending your feet to the wall, toes out, and then knees out. And sometimes you have to play with how close to the wall you get. Yeah, and then you can get a nice stretch in the inner thighs here in frog pose. So wherever you've decided to land for the next few moments, whether it's in a full inversion, happy baby, frog pose to the wall, give yourself a few more breaths now. Allowing the breath to deepen and slow. Supporting us in this inversion, whatever version you're in. A few more breaths. Maybe you feel activation of the adrenal glands. Maybe you feel warmth in the belly. Take another breath or 2. Put me on pause if you need a little more time, however much time you need. And then when you're ready, we'll come down from whatever inversion or end of your practice. And then we'll make our way to the mat for Shavasana. And I will lead us through a chakra focused meditation as we come into Shavasana. So I'll invite you to come down into Shavasana on your mat. And I'm going to come back to a seat here in a moment so I can lead you through. But come on down with me to Shavasana. If you need any props here, you like a bolster under your knees, or a blanket, or an eye pillow, or a face cloth over your eyes. It's whatever you need. And as you first come into your Shavasana, allow the arms to come out to the side, palms up in the receiving mudra. And if that doesn't feel right to you today, you can bring both palms to either the belly or the belly and the heart. Again, maybe a more grounding gesture. Or sometimes I really like to put a blanket or a pillow just right on my belly. It makes me feel like the earth is holding me down. Feels really nice and comforting, especially if I'm feeling anxious or insecure. It's a really nice gesture. So find your comfortable spot in Shavasana, someplace where you can just let go and relax, no gripping. Maybe you scan the body as you settle in with the intention now that you want to let go of any remaining tension. And again, I know some of you like to sit in Sukhasana in easy pose, seated for your final resting posture. That's fine too. As long as you can really relax, so you're not really gripping too much. Maybe sit against the wall if that's an option. So as you scan the body, let's move through the elements of the chakra here for just a few moments. So we've been talking a lot about Muladhara chakra, the first chakra, the earth chakra, the root chakra. So find that in your body. See if you can send your awareness to feel the energy that's emanating from the root chakra. Located there at the base of the spine. It's really our survival center. It's really our base. It's really our stability. It's really being able to rely on terra firma. Again, may have been disturbed, maybe in imbalance. We need that stability. We need that security from the earth. We feel it in our body, around the colon and the bladder, and anything to do with elimination or digestion, right? So maybe you can think of the root chakra, red light glowing there, right in that region. A soothing red light, holding us steady, holding us stable. The second chakra, Savitana chakra, is our creative and sexual center, located right above the pubic bone, right below the navel. That's associated with our reproductive system, our creative center. The second chakra is characterized by pleasure, those butterflies in your stomach, right? Can be blocked by guilt. It's characterized by an orange light. So maybe you can go to that place and just picture that orange light emanating from the second chakra. The third chakra, Manipura, means lustrous gem. It's the area between the navel and the breastbone. It's our solar plexus region of the body, right? It's where our sun is shining out. It is the color of yellow. So maybe you could picture a yellow light right in that area. This is responsible. Third chakra is our source of personal power. And that's where willpower comes from, right? In that third chakra, right at the solar plexus. When it gets out of balance, we feel shame, maybe we feel like unworthy in some ways. We'll bring our awareness now to the fourth chakra at the heart. This is the heart chakra is the bridge, if you will, from the physical chakras of the lower 3 chakras to the more spiritual chakras of the upper chakras. So at the heart center, of course, we have our cardiorespiratory system, really, really important right now, as of always, but always really important right now. This 4th chakra, anahata, the heart, it's in the middle of the 7, right? So it's that pathway, it's that bridge. The 4th chakra is the beginning of our spiritual center, and it's really where our mind, body, and emotions all come together. There's a glowing green light around our heart. Maybe you could see that in your own body. And then as we work our way to the 5th chakra, this is located in the area of the throat. It's where our verbal expression comes from, right? Our ability to speak the truth, right? From the 5th chakra. Includes the neck, the thyroid, the parathyroid glands, the mouth, the tongue, the jaw, right? All in here. And if we can't speak our truth, maybe we're out of balance. The 6th chakra is located between the eyebrows and our 3rd eye region. It's our center of intuition, intelligence. It is associated with the nervous system and the pituitary gland. And this 6th chakra is where we get insight and intuition from. And it is blocked sometimes by illusions or misinterpretations, I think. And the 7th chakra, the 1,000-petal lotus chakra, located at or above the crown of our head, right? It's a shining white light. So maybe you can picture a violet light, in some interpretations, or a brilliant white light. So this chakra is where enlightenment comes, where we feel there's the spiritual consciousness and the full being come together. We're serving a higher purpose in this chakra, maybe a connection to the divine. And if we feel like we're blocked, it may be because we have a lot of earthly attachment. We need to practice what the Bhagavad Gita tells us of being non-attached in order to achieve a certain enlightenment and spiritual path. So, glowing white light now, just coming down from that 7th chakra, bathing the body with white light, which of course is a combination of all the other colors together. So, as we end our meditation there, take a big breath in. Allow the breath to lead you back to the body, back to the present moment. Maybe begin a little movement of wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe a little stretching. And then when you're ready, maybe rolling on over to one side into a fetal position. And take that moment of transition to set an intention for the rest of your day and the rest of your week and your practice and your daily life. And then we'll all come back to our seat and meet in a comfortable seated position, bringing hands to heart center. Maybe we feel a bit more stable, a bit more grounded into our base. Maybe we feel a little gratitude welling up from that center. Maybe we feel a little less fearful, a little more sure of ourselves. And from that place, we'll take a big inhale and then we'll exhale to the chant of Om, inhaling deeply. Om. safe, may you be healthy, may you be happy, and may you live at ease. Namaste.